Been having these weird thoughts lately. Like, is any of this for real or not?
A scattered dream that's like a far-off memory. A far-off memory that's like a scattered dream. I want to line the pieces up. Yours and mine. They can take your world. They can take your heart. Cut you loose from all you know. But if it's your fate, then every step forward will always be a step closer to home. May my heart be our guiding key.
May your heart be your guiding key.
May your heart be your guiding key.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Okay, and we are officially live, so also give me 1 second. I do need to get my my music ready before we get started. So let me go ahead and snag that real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second. I need to do this real quick. Okay, perfect. Oh, nope, not that. Okay, hang on. 1 second, though. One more second, hang on. Okay, hang on. Whoa, okay. Okay, loop that. Okay, music ready. Music turned on. Let me know if y'all can hear my music. I'm gonna play it right now. Okay, I think we should be good to go. Oh my god. Let me turn it down just a little bit. Let me know if y'all can hear that. Let me know that's good. Okay, got that done. Okay. Alright. We're ready. Anyway. Hello everybody. Welcome in. Welcome on in. It is a Friday. By the time of this recording, it is Friday the 13th. I know. Is it lucky or unlucky that we're doing this today? But also on the number 7, because this is the 7th episode today of my Kingdom Hearts podcast, the Paopu Scoop. Last time, we sat down here and talked about the importance of the Paopu fruit, thanks to a little mini interview that we got from Nomura himself. So I sat down here with you guys, talked about it. It was a really great topic. It was a really fun topic. So thank y'all for being here for the 6th episode. So now that it is episode 7 on a 13th day, I guess maybe it is lucky. I think it is lucky, you guys. It is definitely is lucky. It's a lucky one. But thank y'all for being here. And if you guys are watching this on YouTube, for those of you who are on Twitch chat, but mostly of you guys on YouTube, please don't forget to do the following by liking, sharing, subscribing. Definitely like and subscribe this video if you are a big fan of Axel from Kingdom Hearts, or if you just love Axel, because today we are talking about him. We are talking about Axel from Kingdom Hearts today. And I'm looking at Twitch chat. I see Little Nikki is joining. Little Nikki, thank you so much for choosing to be here. Really do appreciate it. And welcome on in, Sora. Welcome in, everyone. And also, while we're doing this, for those of y'all who are in Twitch chat, you guys are definitely welcome to share with me your thoughts on Axel as a character. You guys are definitely welcome to share how much Axel really means to you guys. So feel free to share with me, especially in the YouTube comments. Let me know in the comments, is Axel your favorite Kingdom Hearts character? And if not, what do you think of him? What do you think of Axel? Also, I see Jericho in Twitch chat. Jericho, welcome on in. My favorite character's best friend. Let's go. You would definitely love to see it. Definitely love to see it. But welcome on in, friends. So today, I chose Axel for one reason. First off, because, so for those of y'all who don't know, this past Sunday on June 8th was National Best Friends Day. And I decided to pick Axel. Now, you guys are probably thinking, why didn't you pick, like, Sora and Riku, or Donald and Goofy or so forth. You know, there's much more, a better variety, right? Well, there is one reason why I picked Axel today. The only reason why I picked Axel is because, to me, in my opinion, he defines perfectly on what being a best friend to somebody is all about. And the best game that we can definitely talk about, to where definitely shows a excellent example of just being there for your friends, having a best friend that really means a lot to you. It's Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. I feel, to me, that is the perfect game that defines all about friendship. I mean, yeah, you know, Kingdom Hearts as a whole is all about, you know, making friends along the way. I mean, we all know our boy Sora is definitely good at doing that. And, like, being able to see the good in people and making friends quickly. But, to me, 358 over 2 days, in my opinion, defines perfectly on friendship. Being there for your friends, looking out for them, protecting them no matter how tough things get. So, oh yeah, and there's definitely going to be some discussion for 358. Don't worry, I definitely was not going to leave that out. But guys, to me, Axel is just he's just a really great character, dude. I mean, I really do love, like, how well written he really is throughout Kingdom Hearts. He's perfectly well written. You know, he's just that cool guy. You know, he's a really cool guy. You know, he's cocky, he's snarky, he's quirky, he's goofy, all that good stuff. But later on down the line, we get to know more of him. We get to see like an expressive part of him. We definitely are going to talk about that today. So where, you know, he's just a guy who's also you know, not only is he great at making friends with people just like Sora, but the dude's also is a really big softie. He's got a really big heart. And one example of that is obviously, of course, in 358 over 2 days, and in Kingdom Hearts 3, which definitely we're going to get to that in this episode. We definitely will discuss that. But Axel's just a really great character, man. I freaking love Axel. He's definitely in my top 5 favorite characters, dude. I absolutely love Axel. Axel is just so cool, dude. I freaking love him. Okay, Gerudo says in Twitch chat, if Sora is the perfect friend, Axel is definitely an example of perfect best friend. Exactly. See, and that's what it is. You know, Sora is an example of a perfect friend. But for best friend, that dude is Axel. It's definitely Axel. We definitely are going to talk about that. Gerudo adds on, saying Axel sacrificed so much for Roxas. Like, even putting his livelihood on the line. Yes, and you know what, Gerudo? I'm glad you brought that up, because we are going to talk about that. We definitely will talk about that. But you know what? If we're going to kick things off right here, we got to start from the beginning where it all happened. You know, we're going to talk about Birth by Sleep, where Lee actually meets Ventus. So we're going to kick things off. So honestly, I'm really excited for this topic. I had some spicy food this afternoon for lunch. So you know what? I thought it was perfect because I'm all fired up. I'm ready to go. And I hope you guys are too. So let's continue this, shall we? So let me go ahead and get a video out while we're doing this. Because we're definitely are going to show the cutscene where Lee definitely first meets Ventus. Because we are going to talk about that. Definitely important in my book. Okay, we're going to definitely look that up. Okay, Ventus meets Lee. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and pause this real quick. Give me a second. Okay. Yeah, we are not going to listen to advertisements. We don't need that. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, I don't think we need no stinking ads. We don't need it. Okay. Alright. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pull this up real quick, and then we are going to talk about it. And like I said, you know, like with every cutscene that I play, you guys are definitely open. Y'all are definitely open for discussion in Twitch chat. To share your personal thoughts on it too. All right, so anyway, let's get right into it. The first time we get, I mean, obviously we know the first Kingdom Hearts game we see Axel is in Chain of Memories, but We definitely are taking it all back. Way before he was a nobody. Way before, you know, he first started going off as Lee. So we definitely are going to talk about Lee. So let's get into it. The start of a friendship. The start of a friendship with Ventus. So let's watch it, and then we'll definitely discuss. So here we go. Let's get into it. Ventus meets Lee.
This yours?
Lee, we don't have time for this.
Lighten up, Isa. It'll only take a sec. You still play with toy swords? That's cute. Now this right here. Ta-da! What do you think?
Not a whole lot.
You're just jealous. I'm Lee. Got it memorized? What's your name?
Ventus.
Okay, Ventus, let's fight.
Fight? Why would I want to do that?
You scared of losing? Come on. Hope you're ready. Yeah, now we're talking.
You're gonna be sorry.
Things are already starting off strong.
You had enough? Because I'm willing to call it a draw if you are.
Huh? Right. From where I stood, the only thing you drew was a big L on your forehead for loser, lame, laughable.
What? Isn't this the part where you cheer me up or something? You're just having a bad day, or that's what you get for pulling your punches. Some friend.
Oh, you mean I was supposed to lie?
You see what I gotta put up with? Sure hope you don't have friends like him.
The bond's already growing.
We have to go.
Okay.
Already?
I'll see you when I see you.
One day, we all know this day was gonna come. And when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, and when the reunion happened, we knew this day was gonna come. One day, we all knew this was going to happen, to where they were going to meet each other once again. But already the start of an excellent friendship. This is just the beginning of how perfect a best friend that Lee can be.
After all, we're friends now. Get it memorized.
Okay, Lee. What is it with you and picking up stray puppies?
I want everybody I meet to remember me. Inside people's memories, I can live forever.
I know I won't forget you. Believe me, I try all the time.
See? I'm immortal.
You're obnoxious.
You ready?
Well, I can tell you are.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yeah, I think that's good right there. I think that is definitely as good. That's definitely as good right there. Okay, hang on. Let me go ahead and turn this off, and then let's go ahead and discuss it. Let's go ahead and discuss it. So, from what we saw right there, that definitely just defines perfectly like how Lee's just the start of making friends. Like you see Isa just like, you know, commenting on him, saying like, you know, like, oh, you're just really good at picking up stray puppies, or, you know, you're just so obnoxious. But that's just what makes, you know, Lee or Axel such a great, well-written character. You know, somebody who's just great at making friends. You know, like, I mean, of course, you know, like both Lee and Ventus definitely had their little friendly first fight together. And then Lee just comes out saying, I hope we'll see each other again. We're friends now. So that's just the start of a friendship, because we all know, you know, that just foreshadows something in the future that, hey, we are going to meet again. And then obviously look what happens in Kingdom Hearts 3, and we'll talk about that when we get there. For sure. Quentin sounds much more younger. Kirk Jordan too, says Gerudo. Oh, absolutely, but they are so great. Looking at Twitch chat. Yo, Spider, welcome in, buddy. So good to see you. Thanks for tuning in to the podcast today. Also, let me do a double check on my microphone real quick. Okay, yeah. Yeah, my mic's good. Okay. Cool. Alright, cool. So yeah, you know, like, honestly, this is just the beginning. This is just the good old start of getting to know Lee/Axel as a character. As I was saying earlier, you know, like, this defines perfectly of, like, the start of friendship. You know, just, like, being there, making friends, making memories, you know? And, like, Lee just defines that perfectly. And he does a really good job, you know, at just making friends. And we've seen this at the start with both Isa and Ventus. But we all know that he's definitely good at making more friends along the way. And one example of this is, of course, in Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. Now, I definitely do want to talk about this. So we do know that, obviously, the first time that we got to experience Axel as a character was in Chain of Memories. But, I mean, we definitely got to see, you know, like, some good of him, like, but, you know, some good of him in a way. But when it came to Axel in Chain of Memories, he was just a guy, you know, working for an organization, working undercover just to, like, find the traitor. I mean, he definitely did a lot in Chain of Memories. But, and it just makes him so mysterious and interesting, you know, like, and, like, all that good stuff. But, you know, he's just a really good written character. But, and he's over here, like, toying with Sora, so, like, hey, like, are you sure you want to do this? You know, like, hey, Marlush is gonna do this to nominate, you better do something, or whatever. You know, but in Chain of Memories, you know, Axel was just doing some undercover work. I mean, we've seen a lot what this man has done, such as, like, eradicating Vexen and a bunch of other stuff, and, like, trying to, like, encourage Sora to, like, you know, go find Naminé, go protect her, go find her. You know, that was just, like, part of his ordeal. Because when you look at a character like Axel or Lee, he's mostly is just that one guy who's all about going with the flow. You know, he's all about going with the flow. I mean, yeah, I mean, he has that personality of being cocky, snarky, quirky, goofy, all that stuff. But he's got a big heart, and I just love, like, how he's very bold. Like, he's not afraid to state what's on his mind. He's not afraid to say, like, you know, anything that comes out of his mouth. But it just makes him really interesting, you know? Like, Axel is just such a really well-written character. And that's what I like about him. And that's why I personally feel that's why even a lot of people really vibe with Axel. You know, because, like, when I see a bunch of Kingdom Hearts friends, you know, I've seen a lot of people say that Axel is their favorite, and I can obviously understand why. And even if you were to whether you do play 358 over 2 days, or you just watch the cinematic cutscenes, there definitely is a reason why a lot of people to this day really vibe with the Seesaw Trio. I mean, yeah, you know, you can't go wrong with the Paopu Trio, the Wayfinder Trio from Birth by Sleep. But the most fan-favorite trio of all time to a lot of people in the Kingdom Hearts community is the Seesaw Trio. And the reason why is because of 358 over 2 days. So, I'm only going to show a few cutscenes from 358 over 2 days. I'm not going to show everything, because if I did, we'd be here all day. We'd be here all day. But I definitely wanted to show a few of them to where I personally feel that to where Axel just shows like how much of an awesome character he is. What makes him such the perfect best friend? The start of the friendship between him, Roxas, and Shion. And also by the time I'm watching this, by the time I am recording this podcast, by the time you guys are watching this, I'm still currently working on my first playthrough of 358 over 2 days during my off time. I think I'm like on, I want to say day 114, somewhere around there. Yeah, I'm somewhere around there, but I am really enjoying it. It's a really good game. It's a really, really good game. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and grab some cutscenes for you guys. So I definitely want to give a quick shout out to my best friend and mod Sora for helping me provide some cutscenes from 358 that perfectly defines Axel being such a great character. So big shout out to my close friend Sora. I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out. He was here earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and shout him out. So thanks again, Sora. You are freaking amazing. Honestly, and to Sora, if you are watching this, you are definitely the Roxas to my Axel. Got it memorized? Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and grab the first one. Actually, hang on. There's definitely is one we got to watch first. That's really important. Okay. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Okay. Okay, turn that ad off. Okay, turn that off real quick. Okay, make sure I have everything pulled up. Okay, oh, I do. Okay. Alright, cool. Okay, so here's one cutscene. Alright, so here's one. Let's go ahead and do this. Go ahead and do that. Oh, whoa. Whoa. Easy there. Easy. Easy now. Okay. Alright, we ready? Okay, here, let's go ahead and rewind my music back. Okay. Alright, so we definitely need to show this one. Alright. Y'all know, I mean, of course, you know, I had to show this off. I had to. So, let's dive in. Turns just a little bit. Okay, that should be good enough.
You're early.
No, you're just late. Today makes 255.
What's that about?
It's been that many days since I first joined the organization. Man, time flies.
So, you got the number memorized, do you?
Yeah. Have to hang on to something, right? It's not like I have memories from before the organization. Don't you remember? I acted like a zombie.
Right. That first week, you could barely form a sentence. But come on, you're still kind of a zombie.
Thanks.
Hey, Roxas. Bet you don't know why the sun sets red. You see, light is made up of lots of colors. And out of all those colors, red is the one that travels the farthest.
Like I asked, know-it-all. Seriously, where is she?
Okay, so let me see. I want to put him in. I want to save this shot while we're talking about it. Okay, so go in and put in my music. Okay, make sure that's not too loud. Oh, no, that's not too bad. Okay, cool. All right. So, honestly, alone, like just by looking at this cutscene, you can definitely see, like, how strong of a bond and a friendship that both Axel and Roxas have. Like, you see Axel just, like slapping Roxas on the back, you know, just teasing him and toying him and everything. But this is why I do feel that makes Axel such a great character, being like the perfect best friend to somebody. You know, they're over here sharing sea salt ice cream together, all that good stuff. Because, like, as I was saying before, 358 over 2 days, you guys, just, again, it just defines perfectly about friendship, making connections. I mean, that's mostly like majority of all of Kingdom Hearts, not just as 358 days alone. But Kingdom Hearts as a whole is all about friendship, making connections, being there for one another. Like, that just shows how strong of a series that Kingdom Hearts really is. And when you definitely look at such a relationship like Axel and Roxas, I mean, of course, and Shion too, but that just shows, like, these are a bunch of friends who they just care about each other very much. They want to be there for each other, you know? Because, like, that's just what makes 358 over 2 days such a great game. It's because it just carries on that tradition of Kingdom Hearts. Making connections with friends, connecting with one another. Like, it just defines that perfectly. And as I was saying earlier, there is a reason why... excuse me, I'm so sorry. There is a reason why a lot of people really, really vibe with the Sea Salt Trio. Why it is a fan favorite amongst a lot of fans. Because when you ask somebody who's your favorite trio in Kingdom Hearts, majority of them would say Team Sea Salt. And the only reason why is because of this game right here. This game, like, has a lot of feels. This game has a lot of cherished memories, a lot of good and sad moments. Because, like, this game just shows perfectly how strong the power of friendship really is. And we got to experience that right here with both Axel and Roxas. It's just so good, you know? Like, Kingdom Hearts is all about making friends. Okay. So I do have another cutscene I would like to give you guys. So we do have another one. I want to make sure I get the timestamp correctly. Okay. Okay, let me go in and get another one. Okay, that's not the one I want. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go in and grab this one real quick. I'm gonna go in and grab that one. Okay, let's go ahead and go right here. Yeah, once again, big shout out to Sora for helping me provide these cutscenes for you guys. Yeah, I would, cause like for me, I had to watch like a little bit of 358 over 2 days before I get into it, but I was trying to like keep track of like the dates I needed to remember. So big shout out to Sora. Sora is an absolute MVP. Okay, going to grab that. Okay. Okay, this one. Let's go in and watch this one. This is a good one. Definitely another example of like how much of an awesome friend that Axel really is to both Roxas and Shion. So let's check it out.
There you go.
Thank you.
Eat up. It's gonna melt.
Yeah.
What's wrong? I thought you'd wolf it down.
Did something happen?
We're here for you if you want to get it off your chest.
Being open for discussion.
He's right. That's what friends are for.
I can't use the Keyblade anymore. And without the Keyblade, I can't do my job.
What exactly happened?
I don't know. But if I don't defeat Heartless with the Keyblade, the hearts they release will just find their way into other Heartless instead. I swat them in one place, and they just pop up in another. My mission is to go out and collect hearts. If I'm unable to use the Keyblade, I'll be useless.
Is there anything you can do, Axel?
I wish there was, but it's just like she said. Without the Keyblade, she can't collect hearts.
And once they find out, they're gonna turn me into a Dusk.
We can't do anything?
I already told you there's nothing we can... Hold on.
Did you think of something?
Roxas, you can work double duty.
Huh?
What do you mean?
Shion, make sure your missions are with Roxas until you can use the Keyblade again. That way, he can collect the hearts and no one will know that you can't use the Keyblade.
That's it.
But that means you have to collect twice as many hearts.
Yeah, I can do it.
Would you?
Of course I would.
But
Friends need to lean on each other every now and then. Ain't that right, Roxas?
we're friends. Axel, does that mean you and I are friends, too?
Well, if you're friends with Roxas, then yeah, of course you're my friend.
See? Axel right here alone. Once again, Axel right here alone. Coming up with ideas, being there for friends, saying stuff like, why don't you work double duty with Roxas and just figure and just like do something to where Shion can definitely use the Keyblade. Oh.
Thank you, Roxas, Axel.
Just eat your ice cream.
Hold on, I'm going to freeze that shot real quick. Where is it? Yeah, because I think this is a really good shot. Hopefully, if it will load. Come on. Oh my god, no! Why are you doing that? Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it right here. Looking at Twitch chat. Oh, Kami-chan. Oh, woo! Welcome on in. Welcome on in, Okami-chan. Thank you so much for tuning into the podcast. Hope you're having a good Friday today. Welcome on in, Okami. We are talking about Axel today. Sora says in Twitch chat, thanks for the shout out. Thanks for shouting out how to take your dog out. No worries, Sora. I appreciate you, but also, Sora, I don't know if you heard me earlier, but I shouted you out earlier for the cutscenes for this episode, so thank you, Sora. And again, since you're here, I will say this. Thanks for being the Roxas to my Axel. I hope you got that memorized. Spider says, this right here is a true buddy. Exactly. Roxas. Axel just makes such an example of a great character. Especially with the shot, because I want to definitely talk about this real quick. Which he says, friends need to lean on each other every now and then. And honestly, he's right. When it comes to friends, there's always going to be a lot of struggles and hoops to go through along the way. But with friends, you're always going to be there for each other, no matter what. And a bunch of examples of this, of like friends just being there for one another, being there to lean on, there's a lot of great examples in other forms of media. Take characters like Sonic and Tails, Shulk and his friends from Xenoblade Chronicles, Ash and his companions throughout the Pokemon series. And I can give you guys a lot more. But my point being is that honestly, when it comes to friends, it definitely is important. Friends definitely do need to lean on each other every now and then. Like, if there is something going on, always be there to lend an ear. And to me, when it comes to Axel, just spending time with both Shion and Roxas is just like the bonds of friendship just starts growing every now and then. It starts getting bigger and bigger. Now, one thing that I've always had a question on for a few years, I was always asking myself, like, for somebody who before started playing 358 over 2 days, I always asked myself, like, why is it that Axel sees Shion with the hoodie up when Roxas does not? Well, it was actually, so I actually talked about this with Sora yesterday, because even I was trying to figure it out, but Sora was telling me that the reason why that Axel visualizes Shion with the hoodie up is because it was confirmed, like the bond between both him and Shion starts growing. And the only reason why Roxas sees Shion with their hoodie down is because they're already close friends. They've been going on missions together, working together, Roxas being the protective guy that he really is, looking out for her, making sure that she's able to use the Keyblade so that way nothing happens to her. But with Axel, you know, their friendship is just starting to grow even stronger. Even stronger. It keeps getting further down the line. And one thing I do want to talk about is, I'm trying to remember if I did talk about this in my Paopu Fruit episode, but hear me out what I have to say, you guys. So, in terms of making connections with one another, I want to say that for me, I like to visualize sea salt ice cream as another form of Paopu Fruit. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sea salt ice cream is not shaped it's not shaped like stars, like Wayfinders. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they're not shaped like stars, but here's what I'm getting at. Why do I actually say that sea salt ice cream is kind of another way? It's kind of like another form of a Paopu Fruit? Here's what I have to say, and hear me out. The Paopu Fruit definitely is all about making connections, having your destinies intertwined no matter what. The Wayfinders in Birth by Sleep. As Aqua says in Birth by Sleep, you definitely will always find a way back to each other no matter what. Having a connection. Now, when it comes to sea salt ice cream, they honestly connect and bond with one another over sea salt ice cream. And one thing that I definitely would like to get at, there is one piece of detail in the sea salt ice cream that I feel really helps out in, like, for a majority of Kingdom Hearts characters, just making connections with one another. Which, whether it applies with both Axel, Roxas, and Shion, heck, even the Twilight Town kids, being Hainer, Pence, and Olette. There's one reason. And so, in one of the cutscenes in 358 over 2 days, there's a rare chance that after finishing a sea salt ice cream, there is the winner stick. There is the winner stick. And when you guys look at the winner stick, there's an emblem that's right by the W in winner. And that emblem is the Sora crown. Now, we all know in Kingdom Hearts, Sora is all about making friends, definitely seeing the good in people, being the goody two-shoes boy he really is, right? Well, that's what so what I'm getting at with this is that when I visualize sea salt ice cream, it's like the sea salt trio's form of Paopu Fruit. Even though they're not shaped like stars, it has one important thing: making connections. And that's what Kingdom Hearts is all about. Making connections. And we even got to see another example of this in Kingdom Hearts 3, where we see like Sora having ice cream with Hiro and Donald and Goofy and his friends in San Francisco. And we get to see a visual memory of friends having sea salt ice cream together on top of the clock tower. But from where I'm getting at with this is that sea salt ice cream, when it comes to Axel, Roxas, and Shion, especially Axel, who to me, in my opinion, definitely plays as like the glue of the trio, defines perfectly of being a best friend. and bringing together sea salt ice cream as to what he calls it, the icing on the cake. The icing on the cake of making connections with friends. And that alone just shows how much of a stronger bond these characters have with one another. Axel, again, Axel being the glue that keeps the trio together. Bringing sea salt ice cream. The perfect example of making friends. Sharing connections. Having memories cherished and treasured for such a long time. That's what I'm getting at with sea salt ice cream. That's why I feel that sea salt ice cream is important to them. It's because it's all about is by bonding and making connections. That is like, again, even though it's not Paopu fruit, that, like, to me, in my opinion, that is their Paopu fruit. They're sharing connections with one another. And a rare chance of getting that winter stick, that's just an example of what Sora does when it comes to making friends. Whew. I had to get that out, but that was a lot. I had to get that out, but that's what I'm getting at, you guys. Yes, and absolutely, Sora, you honestly deserve, and I really do mean that too. I really do mean that. I do mean that, Sora. But you guys get what I'm saying now with the sea salt ice cream and how it's important to definitely make connections with one another. Like, because again, even though sea salt ice cream is not shaped like stars, that's their Paopu fruit. And Axel is the one who's carrying this quote-unquote Paopu fruit. Bringing sea salt ice cream together. Sharing it with friends. Like, not only like with Roxas and Shion, but even later on down the line, we're going to see it later when we get to Kingdom Hearts 3, even with Aiza. Even with Aiza. Thank you, Spider. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's just, yeah, dude, like, it's just so good, you know? Now, one other example I definitely want to show. I definitely do have a couple more. But it's definitely another one of Axel just being a good friend to somebody. And I'm definitely going to play it right here for you guys. So let's go ahead and play this. We're going to play this one. Okay. Okay, hang on music, 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 hang on music. Okay. Alright, I'm ready to go. I'm ready. Alright, here we go. This one. This is another good one. Alright, here we go.
Why do I always get stuck with the icky jobs?
Axel.
Shion, what are you gonna do?
I've decided that I have to go back to where I belong.
Well, to be honest, I always felt that was best right from the very beginning. But you know, it still really bugs me. Something about this just stinks.
It's for the good of everyone.
But how do you know that? Everybody thinks they're right.
This is right.
They're gonna destroy you!
You can just hear the pain in his heart. You just feel it.
Please don't hold back, Axel. Promise.
What's your problem?
The pain.
You both think you can do whatever you want. Well, I'm sick of it. Go on, you just keep running. But I'll always be there to bring you back!
Okay, hang on, hang on, hang on.
They're gonna destroy you!
Wait, hold on, where was it?
Want.
I know I saw something, hold on.
I'll always be there to bring you back!
Wait, hang on, hang on.
Go on, you just keep running. But I'll always be there to bring you back!
Okay, hang on. Take it back just a little bit. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. Put the music on. Also, looking at Twitch chat. Flurry, hello. It's so good to see you. Welcome on in. I hope you're having an awesome day today. Thank you for stopping by the podcast. I hope you're doing well. Hope you and Tisha are doing well. Welcome on in, Flurry. I hope you are doing well. So anyway, when I visualize this cutscene, I honestly felt a lot of pain and hurt and sadness. Because when I look at this cutscene, you know, I feel like, you know, the bond between both Axel and Shion, it starts to grow. I mean, yeah, we all know that even, like, Axel and Roxas definitely do have, like, a strong connection together. I feel like just him spending time with Shion definitely just shows an example, like, despite of the struggles, it's like Axel says, I will always will be there to bring you back. He always will be there to bring you, and that just shows how much, you know, even though, like, with the marks under his eyes, he's definitely doing his best to hold back the tears, in his eyes. That just shows how much of a big softie he really is. You know, it's like I was saying earlier at the start of this episode, you know, with Axel just being all cocky. I meant to say cocky. Being all cocky and goofy and snarky, quirky, all that good stuff. But, and even though he's definitely is so strong, he is so strong to hold, he's definitely strong enough to hold in the pain in his heart, because we just heard that pain as what he said, so yeah, you just going on and just keep running. Like, you just feel that pain and sadness. We just feel that pain and sadness in his heart. But even saying stuff like, I'll always will be there to bring you back, that just shows how much of a friend, of a good friend you are. Because, like, you know, even nowadays, like, in real life, you know, people go through a lot of tough struggles, you know, with personal stuff. But when you have a best friend who's right by your side, like Axel says, you always will be there to bring them back, to be there for them. And to me, this is why Axel is such a good friend. He's just going to keep on going, keep on staying strong, holding in the pain and sadness in his heart. Even though we just heard him just lash out his anger at Shion, at least he's definitely going to hold it in. He's going to keep on going. And by showing the ending of this, I definitely want to show this real quick.
You back!
Being able to bring her back.
Why you gotta cause me so much trouble?
Axel had to sacrifice a lot just to be there for his friends, and it's just, I mean, we all know what happens here, but it just shows, like, how much of a good person that Axel really is. Being there for his friends, having such a big heart, saying, like, you know, I'll always will be there to bring you back. That just really just shows it. Like to me, like, pretty much all members of the Seasonal Trio have to sacrifice themselves a lot just to be there for friends. Like, take Axel, take Roxas, take Shion. Like, they all had to sacrifice each other just to save themselves. But no matter what happens at the cost of what happens, their friendship will never die, no matter what. Also, real quick, give me 1 second. I do need to take care of something important. Hold on, I'll be right back. Quick. But anyway, do you guys see where I'm getting at? It's like how much of a strong character that Axel really is to people. Like, it just shows him to he's got a really big heart. And that's what I really like about Axel. That's just what makes him such an interesting character. Now, there's another cutscene that I do need to show. God, where is it? Because I feel that this one is definitely as important to both Axel and Roxas's relationship. So we're going to go in and play this real quick. Let's watch it and then we'll talk about it.
Look who's finally awake.
Wait. I'm not done. I'm not done. Stop! I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Alrighty. Okay, so by the way, for anybody who's still who is watching the podcast, if you guys are enjoying this episode, don't forget to once again to like, share, subscribe to this video. Definitely, especially like and subscribe if you love Axel. And again, let me know in the comments and even in Twitch. And for those of y'all watching through Twitch chat, let me know your thoughts on Axel so far. Hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. Thank you so much. Thank y'all so much for being here. I see Flurry says same. I agree 100%. Flurry does agree that Axel definitely just makes an excellent friend, and we definitely do love that about him. Axel is just great at making friends. Also looking at Twitch chat, I see Bowie. Yo, Bowie, welcome in, buddy. Thank you so much for tuning in to the podcast today. I hope you're having an awesome day. Okay, so we definitely do need to watch this one. This is definitely as important.
Look who's finally awake.
Axel.
Or maybe I have it wrong. Might be time to sleep. Soon we won't be able to talk like this anymore.
Does that mean it's time for me to go back to where I belong?
You know, I've been thinking about something Namine said. Roxas, are you really sure that you don't have a heart? Is it possible that we all have one? You, me, her? Or is that just wishful thinking?
I don't know. I can't just look inside.
Yeah, I guess not.
But I figure if there is something in there, inside us, then we'd feel it, wouldn't we? And if so... No, never mind.
Come on, don't leave me hanging.
Sora will find the answer we're looking for. I know he will. Because he's me.
True enough.
The icing on the cake to their friendship.
Man, I miss the old times. Still got it memorized. The day we met, and you got your new name, you and I sat right here and watched the sunset.
Yeah. This place is home. Me, Hayner, Pence, Olette. We've shared a lot of adventures.
You'll see them again. I know you will.
Yeah. You're right. Well, I should go. Sora's waiting for me.
Yeah, I suppose he is. Man, this is some good ice cream, huh?
Take care, okay?
Right back at you, buddy.
This right here. This. Okay. Bowie says, I always wanted to try sea salt ice cream. Actually, Bowie, I've actually have made it a few times in my life. It's really good. It's really, really good. It's really, really good. And then Bowie adds on saying, dude, eating sea salt ice cream and Tumble Contar is making me hungry. I'm actually going to get some ice cream. Go for it, buddy. go for it. I mean, hey, you can't go wrong with ice cream. Ice cream's always good. But honestly, going into what I was saying, like, you can just see, like honestly, like, that shot alone just hits so hard. Because when you do look back at 358 over 2 days, all three characters, Roxas, even Axel and Shion, they went through a lot during their time in the organization. They had to jump through so many hoops and to sacrifice themselves. And the only reason why that they did this is because of how strong their friendship is. You know, and just like seeing, like, just looking at the shot with like the tear in Axel's eye, like, that's just a sign of like, he's gonna miss somebody who was such a good friend to him. Because they've all had their strong bonds. And it's like I was saying before, sea salt ice cream, the way how Axel definitely defines it to be the icing on the cake, is once again, to me, in my opinion, that is their form of their own Paopu fruit. Even though they're not shaped like stars, that is their Paopu fruit. That's what keeps their destinies intertwined, no matter what. That's what makes their bond stronger, to where they start connecting as friends. That's just what makes 358 over 2 days just so unique. It just makes them so unique because it's just like, to me, it just talks about friendship. Because 358 over 2 days, not only is it about like bonding with friends and making friends, but there's a lot of sacrifices. A lot of sacrifices being made. You hear like a lot of pain and sadness. Like kind of like earlier when we saw like in one cutscene with Axel just like lashing out his feelings at Shion, you know, saying, like, yelling at him, saying, you know, like, oh, you can do just whatever you want. You know, but no matter what happens, they're going to bring you back. That, to me, just defines perfectly of what being a perfect best friend to somebody is all about. And that's just what I really just love about Axel. It's just Axel just like, because like everyone else, there's only one thing that he's good at. Just being himself. And that's what it is when it comes to making friends. Is, you know, the way by being friends with people is just by being yourself. And to me, Axel just defines that perfectly. That when you become a best friend with somebody, or with friends with us, whether it's just one person or just a group of people, you do it just by being yourself. And that's what I really like about Axel. Is that Axel just does, like, throughout Kingdom Hearts, he does such an excellent job at once again, one thing, being himself. And that's just what makes him such an awesome friend. Axel is just such a great character. Okay. Now, I'm trying to see if I can find something real quick. But I feel like we're gonna definitely will talk about this sooner or later. Okay. Let's pause this real quick. I know I have to see this, so... Oh, whoa. Easy now. I don't want to see no advertisement. Whoa, careful now. Can I just skip the ad, please? Okay. Anyway, so I know I have to show this, and definitely we'll talk about it, but I think there is one part that Axel says here in this cutscene. Let me see, we're going to skip all of this. Okay. Skip that part. Let's get to right here. I know this is going to be sad. This part is definitely going to be sad. But anyway, let's show it off anyway.
You're fading away.
Well, that's what happens when you put your whole being into an attack. You know what I mean? Not that nobodies actually have beings, right? Anyway, I digress. Go. Find Kyrie. Oh, almost forgot. Sorry for what I did to her.
When we find her, you can tell her that yourself.
Think I'll pass. My heart just wouldn't be in it, you know? Haven't got one.
Axel, what were you trying to do?
I wanted to see Roxas.
He's thinking he misses his friend.
Was the only one I liked.
Absolute facts. It just goes back to, like, the memories that they all had together. Just sitting on the clock tower, sharing ice cream with Shion. That just shows, like, how strong their friendship really is. We all know that Axel did have a bond with Shion. Even though it was, like, starting to grow, like, slowly. Like, throughout the numerous amount of times they had ice cream together. But one person that he really liked the most was Roxas. Roxas just meant so much to Axel. And that's mostly the person he can think about. Because, like, during that last cutscene we saw where he says goodbye to his friend, where he says, right back at you, buddy. Like, and you just see the little tear in his eye. That just shows how much he really cares for his friend. Because, even though Axel is, like, the glue that definitely keeps the Sea Salt Trio together, like, Axel just really, really cared about Roxas a lot. He really loved Roxas.
Wanted to see Roxas. He was the only one I liked. He made me feel like I had a heart.
See?
It's kind of funny. You make me feel the same. Kyrie's in the castle dungeon. Now go!
Axel.
Man. Dude, that scene just really hurts my heart, man. That really, really hurts. It just hurts my heart, man. It really, really hurts. You just honestly just feel for Axel. Also, Gerudo comes back. They censored this scene, by the way. Wait, why did they censor it? Is there a reason why they censor it? I didn't even know it was censored. Yeah, this is something that's new to me. I didn't know they censored it. Did they ever explain why they censored it? Axel was supposed to be more wounded, says Gerudo. Oh, I did not know that. I mean, I can definitely understand why they had to censor it. But, let's see. But, honestly, one of the lines right here that really hits me hard, and honestly, you can feel it right here, too. Y'all can honestly feel it, where he says, he made me feel like I had a heart, even though nobody's themselves don't have hearts. That just shows, like, the bond, the connection, that they had on the clock tower back in 358 over 2 days. Their friendship is just so strong. And when he looks at Sora, I don't know if I can find something where he says, let me see what he says. Hold on, where he says right here, hold on.
The same.
Yeah, just that one part where he says, "You make me feel the same." Will you make me feel the same? Because, even though Roxas is part of Sora around this time, there definitely is a reason. There's a strong connection because the way how Sora definitely treats Axel in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's because, it just makes them think of Roxas. Just makes them think about the time that both Axel and Roxas definitely spend time together. That just shows how much cherished memories that they had, spending their time in the organization. And that's what I really, really like about Axel. Geritzo says, also the manga actually added a lot more context to the scene. The reason Axel looks so wounded before he uses his limit was because in the manga, Sayax actually wounded him. Sayax actually wounded him. Dude, that's really deep. I've never read the manga. I honestly do need to read the Kingdom Hearts manga. I really want to. I only have, like, a couple of books from Kingdom Hearts 3. Because, like, nowadays, you know, they're, like, so hard to find. But I would really like to read them one day. I would really like to read them. But honestly, it's just sad about what Axel just goes through. Because even though we all get to experience his death, you know, he's going back to, like... Oh, that or something. Okay. You know, going back to, like, having the life that he had. Because now that he's, you know, he's gone. But we do get to see him again. We do get to see him again. We do get to see... Let me see. Let me see. I want to see if I can find the cutscene. If I can find something. Hold on. I mean, obviously we are familiar with this one. To where Lee actually saves Queen Minnie from Pete. From Pete and Maleficent. I mean, we are familiar with it, but there definitely is another one. There definitely is another one that I want to show that's really important. I want to see if I can find it. Okay. Yeah, it's during this scene right here. This is definitely a really good one. Okay, so let me go ahead and open it up. Yeah, skip all this, skip all this, skip all this. Okay, pause that. And then let's watch this one. Here we go.
He made it!
You.
Axel!
Axel? Please. The name's Lee. Got it memorized?
You're not supposed to be here!
Promises to keep. I'll always be there to get my friends back.
Honestly, this scene also is another good one. This is definitely something that we have to remember. Back in 358 over 2 days, during his confrontation with Shion in Twilight Town, right by the old mansion, where he just lashes on her. He's like, no matter what happens, I'm always gonna bring you back. Which later on, after their fight, he does. So this is definitely just a memory of like something that he's done in the past during his confrontation with Shion in 358 over 2 days.
What? Bad timing? You had your perfect little script, but you kind of forgot to write the sequel. Now, let's find out what happens.
What now, you old coot? Our time is up!
Isa.
Why are you here, Axel?
No, I told you my name's... Whatever. Axel. Fine. Now let's get out of here.
Right!
Okay, so jumping forward, I mean, we all know about this. We all know about this. We all know about that. We all know about that. We all know about that. But honestly, this was the perfect was a perfect comeback for Axel. This to me was like a perfect comeback for Axel to make an appearance. That just shows how awesome of a friend he really is. Coming back in, saving Sora, and just like keeping that quote that he says, you know, I'll always be there to bring my friends back. Again, that was just obviously a big, strong comeback from 358 over 2 days. And that just shows like how much of a strong character that Axel really is throughout Kingdom Hearts. Like, honestly, what we saw here, that just shows that he definitely keeps that tradition from 358 over 2 days. From just being there for his friends. No matter what obstacles they have to go through, what hoops they have to pass, he's always going to bring them back no matter what. He's always going to be there. And even to the point to where even later on we see Axel get his own Keyblade. Which I think is really neat. That actually did put a huge smile on all of our faces when we saw that. Okay, so now... Alright, so now... We're gonna keep on going. And now we have Kingdom Hearts 3. Now we have Kingdom Hearts 3. We're finally here. Definitely to me, the cherry on top. With 358. Okay, let me go ahead and fast forward. Okay, so there is definitely something that I definitely want to play, and it's definitely something that Kairi says when describing Axel or Lee, because it definitely shows like how much growth that he's had after the events of Dream Drop Distance.
That's right. No more waiting for you to come back from your adventures. I want to get out there and do my part to help. Merlin has used his magic to bring us to a place where time doesn't matter.
Wait, hang on.
We can take as long as we need to complete our training. He's an amazing wizard.
Wait.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. This is what I wanted. Definitely the way how Kairi, expresses herself about like how much Axel has grown throughout Kingdom Hearts. Like from 358 to Birth by Sleep to his death in 2 to saving Sora in the Dream Worlds and Dream Drop Distance. This is where it comes down to here. Of how much of an awesome character Axel is.
And by us, I mean me and Lee. He's really sorry for all the trouble he caused. I told him it's fine, but he won't stop apologizing. I'll admit I was a little scared of him at first, but I've gotten to know him better. All he ever wanted was to help his friend.
Exactly! Just my point being, all he wanted to do was to just help his friends. Help his friend up. So, honestly, just going back to like what I was saying, being there for Roxas, being there for Shion. That quote from 358 over 2 days, I'll always bring there to bring you back. And even during his death in Kingdom Hearts 2, where he says, I wanted to see Roxas. He was the only person that I liked. But that just shows how much of a person he is. To where he's all about, being there for his friends. He just definitely just cares about that. And that just shows how much of a big softie he really is. And that's what makes him so awesome.
It's hard not to like him. Every now and then, I catch him staring at me. When I ask what's wrong, he says, "I'm not sure. I think I'm forgetting something. Don't know what." Sora, I think it may have something to do with you. Your journey is all about helping people. Some that you've never met before, and some like Lee that you have. They're all counting on you. It won't be easy.
Okay, speed this up just a little bit.
What's wrong?
Huh? Nothing. Sorry.
Lee.
What? I am. A letter?
Yep.
To Sora?
Technically, yes. But I won't send it. It's more for me.
Ask Merlin. He'll deliver it for you.
Yeah. But it's okay. I just like talking to Sora. Even if it's on paper.
Huh. Okay. Oh. Here.
Ice cream? Really?
Yeah, I asked Merlin to pick these up.
The start, the connection
You
of
know,
bonding with people.
We did both summon Keyblades. Gotta celebrate.
You're sweet, Lee.
Nah.
What?
Nothing. I just...
You're trying to remember what you forgot?
Well, yeah. Yeah.
So tomorrow, you and me in the ring. You ready?
Of course.
Don't hold back, Lee. Promise?
This scene really hits hard.
Huh? Are you okay? Lee!
Yeah. Sorry.
You're crying. What's wrong?
Something in my eyes.
Lee.
I'm gonna go. Sorry.
Okay, but stop apologizing.
Fine. On one condition.
What?
Call me Axel from now on. Got it? Memorized?
Yeah. Okay, Axel.
Dude, it just really, really hurts me, man. Like, that vision that he definitely has through Kairi with Shion. Dude, it really, really hurts. Because, like, now that he doesn't have, like, the upside-down tears under his eyes, I feel like that from here, he starts to become more expressive. Because around the time that he was that he went by Axel, of being a nobody, for somebody who doesn't have a heart, it was definitely was tough to, like, carry in the pain and sadness that he had. Even though he was always there for his friends, like, there was a lot to go on. A lot of sacrifices to be made. But now that he's going back to what he was, being known as Lee, even though everyone calls him Axel, like, it just really, really shows. Like, he starts to be more expressive. Rather than having some of his emotions all bottled up, now it's just like, he's able to let it out. Such as during that moment where he's crying, like when he looks at Kairi and he sees Shion enjoying sea salt ice cream. It just strikes him hard in the heart. The memory and flashbacks of their carefree days of having sea salt ice cream with Roxas and Shion back at the clock tower. Like, it just really, really hurts a lot. And going back and jumping even more forward is like, you know, I like how he's more. I like how that in Kingdom Hearts 3, Axel is more open about himself, to where, like, You know, to where it's what Kyrie was saying, you know, Lee or Axel definitely is known for, like, when, you know, he's sorry for what he's done, and, like, he definitely apologizes for anytime he messes up on something, and even she tells him to, like, you know, like, don't, what, you know, like, hey, you know, stop apologizing. You don't need to do that, you know? And I like how, like, Axel definitely just, as a person, he definitely does his best to, like, not keep most of his emotions just all bottled up, but he's able to let it out. He's able to let his feelings come out, just like the crying that he did when he looked at Kyrie. And that's what I really like about Axel. Bowie says, dude, that's such a waste of sea salt ice cream. I know, right? But there's a reason why he drops that ice cream. It's because he felt sadness. Also, one scene that I definitely want to share real quick. Let me see, where is it? Okay. This one. This is definitely another good one. I like this one.
Ven looks just like Roxas. Or is it Roxas looks just like Ven? And now I have to explain all of that to him, which is in itself a crazy long story. And apparently everybody already knows everyone, and this is an insane amount to get memorized.
Sorry, Lee.
You remember me?
Yeah, of course. We're friends.
This right here, dude. Like, now that I look at it even more further, again, let me just say, like, right here, going at this line right here where Ventus calls Axel Lee, you know, is like, what he's like, of course, we're friends. Like, looking at it now, it just really hits hard on so many levels, because that just goes back to, like, you know, to their carefree days in Radiant Garden, to where they're just, like, getting to know each other, they're having their little friendly fight, and then Axel just says, okay, you win, so you know what, and to him, he basically implies, like, you know what, I actually like you, and because of that, we're friends, we're definitely friends. So I really do like this cutscene, this little moment that both Axel and Ventus definitely do have. Because, like, it just kind of, and to me, and it kind of got me thinking about something. The reason why I personally feel that that Axel really likes spending time with Roxas is, to me, it just reminds him of Ventus. Even though we all know that you know, that Roxas looks a lot like Ventus. Like, to me, Axel just, like, looking at, when it comes from Axel's point of view, Roxas just reminds him of Ventus. During the carefree days that they spent just for a little bit in Birth by Sleep, to the moment where he tells Ventus, we're gonna see each other again. And I feel that's why, you know, he really liked spending time with Roxas, is because it just reminds him of Ventus. Just like, you know, that's what Izo says, you know, you just love you just love picking up stray puppies everywhere you go, right? And then Lee's just like, you know, I want everybody to remember me. And I totally get that. Like, that's where everybody just, like, vibes with Axel. Everybody remembers him as a person who just shows how much of an amazing best friend that he really is to people. That's why I personally feel that Axel really likes spending time with Roxas. Is because part of him just remembers the carefree days that he spent with Ventus in Radiant Garden. It just really all adds up. It just really connects the dots, you guys. Okay. This one I do need to share. This was another important one. Showing about the the little marks under his eyes. This one. This is another good one.
Well,
This song.
Roxas,
Also, one thing I want to point out, this is definitely is the song. I think this is it. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the song that plays in Radiant Garden when both Ventus and Roxas actually meet. Especially when Isa is definitely there with him.
I should have been there for you by now, but here we are.
He misses his friends.
Shouldn't you say goodbye to your real home?
Why?
I'm not here to fight. Relax.
Hey!
You can't eat all this. Why did you buy 3 of them? 1 for Roxas? And 2 for good luck?
I don't know. Because I felt like it, okay? Why are you here?
Got it memorized? Back when we were still friends, we used to sneak into the castle.
Yeah.
And we made a friend there, a girl. We apprenticed to Ansem the Wise to rescue her.
Yeah, and we failed. One day she was just gone.
You gave up.
I did not give up. One day we're apprentices. The next, Ansem the Wise is up and vanished. The day after, we're nobodies. Day after that, we're doing icky jobs for Xemnas. I couldn't keep up with you.
Following Xehanort's nobody was the only way to discover what happened to her. She was his lab rat.
So, you found her? I helped you rise up the ranks, so I hope it paid off.
I'm afraid not. Nary a trace. I started to wonder if we'd imagined her. Maybe she never existed. And then, in time, I awakened to a new purpose. I realized I could be stronger.
Well then, you blew it. Wise up already and just quit.
Face it, Roxas is just like our other friend. Gone forever. You need to accept that.
You wish. I'm getting her back. All of them. Especially Roxas. I'm even dragging you home.
It's just another one once again. The same quote that he definitely says to Shion back in 358. I'm always gonna bring you back. It just keeps going.
The marks under your eyes, they're gone.
Yeah, don't need them.
Always told you they'd stop you from crying. The upside-down tears.
Would you get lost? I'll clobber you tomorrow.
I expect no less.
Like, honestly, just... Oh, whoa. Easy now. Like, honestly, just feeling, like, the loneliness, like, inside Axel's heart. Like, being able to, like, carry, like, 3 scoops of sea salt ice cream. You know? Like, because when you look at the scene, because, like... Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. I'll have to do, like, a quick pause real quick. Okay, there we go. Okay. Like, honestly, just feeling like... Because, like, when you see Axel... Because when you look at Axel now in Kingdom Hearts 3, you know, now that he doesn't have, like, the upside down tears in his eyes, it's like, you know... As I was saying earlier, like Axel just goes through a lot, you know? Knowing about, like, how much he had to sacrifice to save his friends, being there for him, saying stuff like, I'm always going to bring you back. Because nowadays, but now that his friends aren't around, there definitely is one thing as to what Axel really feels. It's just the loneliness inside his heart. That's why he's carrying 3 scoops of ice cream. It's because it just brings him back to the carefree days of he spent with his friends, eating sea salt ice cream on top of the clock tower. Because it's like how I know I've definitely said this like many times, is because sea salt ice cream is like their own version of a Paopu fruit, even though it's not shaped like a star. That is their way of that is their Paopu fruit. That is their way of bonding, making connections, making friends with each other, being there for each other no matter what. To Axel saying stuff like to Shion, saying like, no matter what happens, I'm gonna bring you back. And then like even saying stuff like that to Sayax on top of the clock tower, where he mentions like, oh, I'm gonna bring Roxas back, and then yelling at him saying, and I'm dragging you home as well. Because that just shows how much of a good person he really is. And that just goes back to like the first cutscene that we saw with Kairi in Kingdom Hearts 3, where Kairi says all he wanted to do was to just help his friend. And that just shows how much of a big softie that Axel really is throughout Kingdom Hearts. Is that he just he just wants to do one thing. By being himself, he just wants to bring his friends back. That just shows how much of an awesome character he really is. Looking at Twitch chat, Java, hello, welcome in. I hope you're having an awesome day. Let me go ahead and shout you out. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for being here, and thank you to Java and Spider for collecting your daily rupees in the Twitch chat. Jurto says in Twitch chat, even Sayax was willing to redeem himself thanks to Axel. It was revealed Sayax was behind the plan to sabotage Xehanort's plans. Exactly, because that definitely was his part of working with the organization. But like, because honestly, like, just that little moment that they had together of having ice cream at the clock tower, both Sayax and Axel, that just goes back to them being, that just goes back to them being friends and like the friendship that they shared back in Radiant Garden. So just stuff like, like sneaking into the castle, and then like Sayax keeping him checked and saying like, it's just like I told you, those upside down tears in your eyes, they were supposed to keep you from crying. I always told you that. It's just like, it's just really intense. Java says in Twitch chat, she's having a great day. Hope your day's awesome. It is going great. It is definitely a great day. We are talking about Kingdom Hearts today, specifically one character. We are talking about Axel, who is the dude who is sitting on top of the clock tower right there. We are talking about him today. Now, we do gotta show this a little bit more. So let's go ahead and keep going.
Stop it! Isa! Xemnas.
There was a time when I trusted you to deal with traitors.
Memories of being in Castle Oblivion.
Your betrayal outstrips them all. What final words do you have for your superior?
Well, let me think about it. How about you were never my superior?
Ah, ever the rogue pawn. Knocked from the board early in the game. Utterly useless and forgotten.
Are you kidding? Do you know how popular I am? I got loads of people rooting for me.
You see, this is why Axel is just a fan favorite to a lot of people. He is a fan favorite. A lot of people really like Axel. It's because he's such a well-written character. This definitely, I mean, even though we all know this is a fourth wall break, but this just shows perfectly how much a lot of people really like Axel as a character.
Sorry, boss. No one axes Axel. Got it memorized?
Is this supposed to be a Keyblade? Or is it some sort of joke? Our plans have been dashed by you far more times than I care to count. Now it ends. I will purge that light in you with darkness. Changing sides again?
We need him alive. You know that.
We only need his heart in order to forge the key. We do not need his soul. Oh, but that's right. You were friends. Then, you take his life.
The sound memories in 358.
Who are you?
One thing we're going to see right here from the start of the Seesaw Trio coming together is we are going to, even though this is definitely a Sora right here, but this is Roxas actually talking through Sora.
Don't do this. Wait. It's all right. You can stop now. It's all right. Shion.
There it is. It came out.
Oh. Oh.
Useless puppet.
Shion!
Your Keyblade is no more. And still you think you can play at being a guardian of light? You can wait your turn.
Okay, so going back to where Roxas comes in. This scene really hit for a lot of people.
Roxas!
That smile, it just hits so hard. He finally gets to see his best friend after so long. They're finally together once more.
My turn.
And then jumping forward, we all know about fists, we all know about fats. Yeah, we're gonna go to this one right here, and then we'll talk about it. Okay, come on. Come on.
Why so sad?
You let them reduce you to this?
I thought you outgrew the marks under your eyes.
So?
You look like you need them.
Stop it. The whole act. I thought this was all for her.
At first, I sacrificed everything to try and track her down. You're the one who went off and made other friends. Left her and me both in the dust. It infuriated me how you just exited our lives. I lost all sense of purpose.
I didn't forget you.
Yes, I know. You wouldn't do that. But I was jealous.
You admit it.
Well, if I make it back, you won't get it out of me a second time.
See you, Isa.
See you, Lee.
You go help Kairi.
Right. Gotta run. Good luck.
We all knew this was coming today.
All right. What now? Huh? Guess I should have brought some ice cream.
I felt a lot emotional when I first saw this scene, and I feel like a lot of people did too. They're finally together again. They're finally together once more. They're finally together. Okay. Go in and play some music real quick. Okay, looking at Twitch chat real quick. Oh, I see Jared just quoting Zemnis. Jericho says, best scene, don't at me. It's a really good scene. And Spider says it's freaking wholesome. It really is. It really is such a really wholesome scene. Because, honestly, at the start of this just really shows, like, they really needed each other. They miss each other so much. Because, like, to me, this scene just hits so hard. Especially the one where we got the song with Syax where he admits that he was jealous. So it kind of makes you think, like, during the times to where they were working for the organization, to where, you know, like, Syax was just, like, questioning things like, oh, you're gonna do this again? You're gonna do that again? So he definitely admits the whole time that he was jealous about what he said, where he says, you go out, you run off to make friends. Such as, like, being friends with Roxas, being friends with Shion. Like, he just felt, I guess, the anger inside, you know, that I guess Syax was probably feeling, even though he doesn't have a heart back then, was just jealousy. He was envy that Axel is such a good-hearted person. Really best well-known for making friends with people. So, and honestly, it just hits so differently that he was able to admit it. Even being there for Axel before he vanished, saying, like, the marks under your eyes, it looks like you need them. It's because, you know, Axel is becoming more, throughout Kingdom Hearts, he's more expressive. Those feelings that he had back when he was a nobody, to where he's standing strong and keeping it tough, they're not that much bottled up. So he's opening the bottle, and he's letting most of his feelings come out. That's why in Kingdom Hearts, that's why that one scene with Kairi, that's why he was crying. The scene right here that we're looking at. Like, he's no longer holding back the feelings that are in his heart. And saying stuff like, you know, I'm going to bring you guys back. And he did. That was a promise that he kept. And that just shows how much of an awesome character that Axel really is. To me, the perfect best friend. The glue that keeps the Sea Salt Trio together. The one who brings forth the sea salt ice cream into which he defines it as to being the icing on the cake, is because I know I said this many times today, and I'm sorry, but that is their own version of the Paopu fruit, even though it's not a star-shaped object. That is their Paopu fruit alone. That is their way of having their destinies intertwined, their way of bonding with one another, making friends with one another, making strong connections. You know, heck, even sharing ice cream with Sayax or Isa. It's a sea salt ice cream to them. Where Axel's like, guess I should have brought some ice cream. It's because that is their way of bonding and having their destinies intertwined and keeping them connected with one another. But Axel's like, hey, I didn't forget about you guys. I did say I was going to bring y'all back. And I should have brought some ice cream so we could have just been together like the old days. So, it just really hits hard. This is why, to me, Axel is just the perfect best friend to somebody. And to honestly close off this episode, if I were to come up with a theory of what Axel could do in Kingdom Hearts 4, now that most of the characters are back, it kind of gets me thinking. Since now that, Kingdom Hearts 4's main focus is to find Sora and to bring it back home from the world of reality or fiction, aka Quadratum, wouldn't it be really interesting to where we actually get to play as Roxas, Axel, and Xion in Kingdom Hearts 4? To where they actually get to go on missions, just like the old days in 358 over 2 days? Wouldn't that be really interesting? I honestly would love to have that, since now they finally get to be together. But would you guys like something like that? To where they kind of get to explore and go on a route together, to where they can help out King Mickey and Yensid and everyone else find Sora, search for clues to find a way to bring him back. And I feel like that Axel, that knowing the kind of person that Axel is, he's going to carry on that quote that he says to Xion in 358. I'll always bring you back. Because think about all the stuff he's done. All the sacrifices that he made to help his friends. Especially the ones that he did, such as helping Sora in Dream Drop Distance. If Axel can help Sora back in Dream Drop Distance, Axel can do it again. He can do it. Axel legit has the potential. It would take a lot of sacrifices and a lot of hoops for him to jump through. But I feel that he can do it. With the help of his friends, he can do it. But there's a reason why I know, and I personally believe in my heart, that Axel was going to do it. Or he could. With my personal theory. Is because he just has an excellent way of making friends. Being there for one another. Being there for the people that he really cares about. No matter what happens, he's going to bring them back. Since he does such a great job at bringing people back, he can obviously do it again. And I can honestly visualize that for the future. Hopefully for Kingdom Hearts 4. But I would love for the Seesaw Trio to definitely go on missions together as they honestly go search for clues. That would be interesting. Geruto's got a lot, so we're gonna go ahead and read this. So Geruto says in Twitch chat, it's nice to also see Roxas be remorseful to Sayax, even though he previously kicked his ass. Yes, indeed. The 358 movies cut that scene out. Maybe due to the trio's popularity. To be honest, Axel is probably the most relevant of the trio at the moment, because he has a connection to Subject X, so hell yeah. Exactly! Excuse me. And that's what Axel is. Axel is just the perfect best friend. Being able to make connections, bringing forth sea salt ice cream, the icing on the cake, the connection of bonding with one another. It's just what he does. So, to end this off, Axel is such a well-written character. He's just so great at making friends, being the perfect best friend to somebody. But, at the end of the day, He does his best to bring people back, to bring the ones that he cares about deeply. Roxas, Shion, Sayax. Even that one time he helped Sora in Dream Drop Distance. And I personally feel that in Kingdom Hearts 4, by helping out Riku and the others, Axel can do it again. I honestly, without a doubt, believe that in my heart. That Axel is definitely going to have a strong role in Kingdom Hearts 4. Guys, he can do it. He honestly can. And I feel it right here in my heart. He can do it, you guys. And that is why, to me, Axel in Kingdom Hearts is the perfect best friend to somebody. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to conclude this episode for episode 7. I want to thank y'all so much for coming in and tuning in with me today. Whether it's through Twitch or if you're watching this on YouTube, thank y'all so much for sticking with me to this podcast. This was really fun. I had a really great time talking about Axel. And I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to say about Axel. To celebrate National Best Friends Day, that was on June 8th. So thank you guys so much for being here with me today. And if you guys, and for those of y'all who are watching this episode on YouTube right now, if y'all enjoy this, please don't forget to do the following by liking. Definitely share it with a friend who also loves Kingdom Hearts. And even subscribe. It definitely really helps me a lot. But definitely like, share, and subscribe this video if you love Axel, if you love Kingdom Hearts. And let me know in the YouTube comments, what is your favorite memory with Axel? Definitely something that you love about Axel as a character. Definitely share with me. I definitely would love to hear what you guys have to say about Axel. It would be great to hear what y'all have to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share... excuse me. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to share with you guys the next topic for July. For next month. So, let me tell you guys this. I will not be recording the next episode for July on July 13th because I will be in Denver, Colorado for KH Reconnect. So I won't be able to record a podcast on that date. But what I am going to do is I'm going to record episode 8 early before I actually go out on my trip. And I will definitely make sure I get it uploaded as soon as possible. But of course, that's for next month. Now, the topic that we're going to talk about next month, you guys, there is definitely one that I do have in mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, the next episode that I'm going to talk about for episode 8 is I'm going to take one of the screenshots that we got from Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm going to take one, and there is definitely one I want to deeply dive into. We're going to talk about the screenshot that we see Mickey, where King Mickey is definitely exploring what we purposely believe is obviously Scala ad Caelum. So join me for next month for episode 8 as we talk about Mickey's quest in Scala ad Caelum. What can we expect from King Mickey? What kind of clues is he going to find when he gets there? Is he going to find? Is he going to discover something, a clue or like a hint, in a way of bringing back Sora? Maybe he will be able to confront the nameless star in the final world. There's no telling. We'll find something out. But that will be for next month's episode. So next month, we'll talk about Mickey's quest in Scala ad Caelum. So I want to thank you all once again for being here with me today. Thank y'all so much. And until next time, I will see you guys for the next episode. Thank you, and may your heart be your guiding key. Take care, friends.